Hey everyone, welcome to Renovate for Success. We are live here today. I have Peter here today, and we are in a beautiful sunroom. What more could we ask for today? And in the sunroom, we've even got a crew over here. I can see the kitchen from the onlooking here, and we might even put in an order for breakfast or lunch.
John, pancakes, blueberry, please.
I love it. Okay, so today we want to talk and share with you some tips, some ideas, and I think we have to rewind and start at the very beginning about if you're thinking about renovating your home, which is one of my favorite things to do. I mean, if I didn't do
it a lot of renovations?
Well, actually, but you know what it is? It's the fact that we built a house and then now you get more ideas. You make changes. Like I'm not that you're never satisfied, but you see things and you want to expand, and you have, or it's nice too to be able to implement bits and pieces for your budget too,
or you just live in the space and then you're like, it would have been cool if we just did it like that.
Exactly, exactly. So it's either do you move or do you renovate? And I love renovations. So let's rewind again and talk about how do you pick the right renovator for you. I think we have to start right from scratch. What do you recommend, Peter?
So, in a lot of cases, people are lucky. They have friends or family who have done a renovation, and so they know they can lean on those people for references, and that's a great place to start. But
Absolutely.
Sometimes you don't have that. And I think the first thing you should do is reach out to local associations such as the Better Business Bureau or the London Home Builders Association, and find those types of companies, because you know that they're wanting to be a part of a professional organization, and they really want to elevate the industry.
Well, and if you're part of the London Home Builders Association, you're part of that association. You come in with a code of conduct and a code of ethics and that's standards, as you mentioned. Yeah. And like you also said, if you have friends or family, of course, we always like to talk to people. One of the things like social proof, when you're looking for pictures and images online, who did that? Word of mouth, a great way to start. But okay, so if you don't have that and you're looking online there, so that's good. We're at the London Home Builders Association. You can go to the lhba.on.ca website, so that's always a great resource. What else do we want to look for when we're looking for the right renovator?
I think right from there, you really want to be careful who you're hiring. So, check out websites, see what type of work they do. If you're planning on an addition, you want to see additions on their website. You want to know that that's what they might specialize in. If you're doing more of kitchens or bathrooms, there are companies that specialize specifically in that. And then there's a lot of companies that do all of it. So, you really want to try to pick the right contractor for the job too. And then once you get there, then I think it's important to, try to narrow it down to 3 contractors that you really want to get a price from. If you get into any more than that, you might be having too many ideas floating around that could become confusing, or it might be hard to narrow that down. And if you have any less than that, again, if you've worked with someone before, or if you have a good referral, then maybe you can go off of that relationship. But if you don't have that relationship, I think 3 quotes is a nice place to start. It's going to give you, a good range of things to consider.
3 sounds like the magic number, really, and it can give you the idea and how specific you get within your quote too. I mean, a certain product can make all the difference in a quote too.
Yeah, I think another thing that people need to consider is the quote. So one thing that we've implemented, and I know a lot of local contractors is more of a design build approach. And the benefit there is that you're going to get an accurate quote. So sometimes people will give numbers out, but then it can change. So you want to make sure that when you're starting with a contractor, you have a very detailed scope, a very good written contract, so you know exactly what you're getting. And you want to know the number's not going to change. Because it's easy to write numbers on a sheet of paper, but if you're not comparing them to anything,
bill later on.
Exactly.
Sure.
So make sure it's detailed. Make sure that it is comprehensive and includes everything that you want. Because you don't want the number to change, and most good contractors do not want to be changing the number. It's more paperwork. It's more headache.
So would you say, is there a special sort of language that you would speak to your contract, for instance, asking does this include everything, or are there options, or is there something specific you should be asking specifically with a quote?
I would, you're going to have to do a lot of research too. If you don't have that strong relationship with someone, you are going to want to make sure that it includes the flooring that you're asking for. If you notice things not on the scope, you really are going to want to make sure, does this include the spray foam insulation in the garage that I asked? If it doesn't say it specifically on there, sometimes it might be worded in a different part of the scope, and sometimes maybe they forgot about it. So it is important to check through that scope. because they are detailed. There's like any contract, any renovation, there's a lot of parts and pieces going into that.
Well, and we want to help you renovate for success. So the takeaways today would be get 3 quotes, look online for pictures. Again, a picture is really worth 1,000 words sometimes, because you'll know whether or not they specialize in bathrooms, kitchens, all of the above, none of the above, so on and so forth. Any other takeaways we should remember?
A big one is going to be, character, attitude. If you have someone in your house,
point.
like any job that you're going to do, like it's not going to be less than a week typically, and some of them can go over a year depending on the size of the project. So, and a typical renovation, is 2 or 3 months, depending if it's a kitchen, whole main floor, whatever you might be getting into. That's a long time to have someone in your home, and if you don't have a good feeling from them from the onset, or at least once you get to contract phase, you really want to feel like they are a good representative to the company. And you want to ask, there's other things you got to ask. Do they work with their trades, and are all their trades regular? Did they work with their trades for over the course of many years?
Good point. Or are they contracting others to come in to do it for them as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what do they have on staff? Like, how
Right.
much do they contract?
Right.
Because some contract everything and some contract very little. So you want to know that whoever's going to be in your house is a long-standing representative to that company, so that you're not having strangers in your home.
So we've got the likability factor, good rapport.
Yep.
We've got the expertise, the authority factor, and also the social proof as well.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. So good luck with your renovations. We are helping you renovate for success. For all the details and more information from Peter and from everyone else at the London Home Builders Association, you know where to go. You can go to their website, London Home Builders Association. So it's lhba.on.ca.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.